If you see these stickers on the side of your case and you think to yourself, what does this have to do with me in replacing belts? Then this is not the project for you. There is a shock hazard with these units, so it's much better to be safe than sorry. So if you're not comfortable working on something like this, please don't. The number one thing you need to ask yourself is, do you have patience? Whether it's a cassette deck or it's a reel-to-reel, and if you've never done this before, you've never tried to replace the belts, it's going to take you some time. And the first thing to do is remove the covers. Just take a look. Is this something you want to dig into? Some people will, some people won't. You'll have to disassemble the entire deck, take the knobs off, the face plate. You're going to have a workbench somewhere where you can work on it. You also will run into a lot of different assemblies that come apart in a certain way and, more importantly, go together in a certain way. There'll be tons of cleaning to do, like this belt here that's disintegrated, needs to be cleaned up from the capstan. And, you know, once you get that cleaned up, there's going to be plenty of old grease to clean up also. So there's a lot to do, and not to mention a ton of small parts. And these parts in either a cassette deck or a reel-to-reel are critical. Okay, if you're still with me, time for question 2. This is a problem in today's world. The manufacturers no longer make the belts for their equipment. So you're left with getting on the internet and searching for them. And the problem with that is there are many inferior belt kits out there, and it's very difficult to tell the good from the bad. You folks who are thinking of taking this on, this will be one of your biggest obstacles to overcome, is to find some good belts. You know, there's a chance that you could, you know, put your belts in your unit, you try the unit, and you have some kind of issue, and it's nothing that you did. It's actually the belts themselves. And I can tell you from personal experience, I've had a couple issues with belts. To look at them, they look identical to the ones that came out of the unit, but there's something different about them because I had issues. So that's very important, to find somebody. And that'll take a little searching, maybe a little eBay, or looking, you know, as I said, just on the internet, and maybe emailing these people and making sure the belts you get will work for your unit, because that's something that you can't take for granted. The next thing to do is download the service manual. HiFiEngine.com is a great resource for vintage audio equipment, and they have the service manuals as well as the operating manuals for most vintage equipment. I hope that this video helped you decide whether you feel that you could take on replacing the belts in your cassette deck or your open reel deck. It's so difficult to find anyone to work on these nowadays that it's a real benefit if you can work on them yourself. Back in the day, you could have just taken it up to your service center or your local stereo shop and they could have worked on it for you, but that's getting more difficult. And I hope that it helped. And if you liked the video, I'd appreciate a like. I'd really appreciate a subscription. Or if there's someone else that you think this video could help, please share it with them. So thank you very much, and I hope you all have a good day.